Okay, salute to the writer here, bloggingtheboys.com. We're going to get the C note started, the Cowboys news of the evening. He gives us a spreadsheet here on what all the different mockers are doing and what the percentage odds are based on the mocks that the prospects you guys desperately want the Cowboys to draft will be available. Who is the most mocked player right now to the Cowboys, Wolchuk?
I guess Marion Hampton.
Austin, it's right. Since the start of this?
No, in their most recent mocks.
Oh yeah, it's got to be it's either him, it's McMillan or Hampton.
It is Ted McMillan with six of the mock drafts, and we're probably looking at 40 different mocks. Okay, so
they've got a bunch here.
It's not close to a majority yet, but a lot of them have been coming in for Ted McMillan. Ashton Genty and Matthew Golden are tied for second most mocked right now with 5 each.
Yeah, I would say that if you did overall since the start of the drafting period, maybe a month or two ago, it would be Ashton Genty. Nobody's picking him at Dallas at 12 now. Mm-hmm. They just don't think he's going to be there.
Too many teams that are wanting a running back.
Zach's right. I mean, there's, I had the Raiders picked today at 6, and I'm just looking at it. I'm like,
makes sense.
There's something that's a hole that they have. So, yeah, you're going to have to walk that landmine field, I think, to get him.
Jahdae Barron, the corner from Texas. Is it Omarion or Amarian? Amarian Hampton, the running back from UNC, and Shamar Stewart, the edge from A&M, plus Will Johnson, cornerback, Michigan. Yeah. They're all in 3 different mock drafts. Be a lot to like about some of those players. And then Kelvin Banks, the offensive tackle from UT, has been mocked in 2 different ones. But it's really looking like running back or wide receiver in a runaway. Like if you had 2 positions to pick, give me those 2, you can have the field. I'm pretty sure I'm going to win here, Brian.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense with that. The corner. I think the corner's in there too. I think
that's really just Will Johnson, right? Based on what they like. If it's going to be a corner, it's going to be Will Johnson.
It's corner. Yeah, it's corner. It's the edge. It's the running back, and it's the wide receiver. I can't tell you what order that's going to be in, but those are the 4 positions, I believe.
Okay, then we go to percentage chances these guys will be available at 12 based on the mock drafts. This is kind of crowdsourcing the probabilities. Will your favorite player be here? Blogging the Boys doing the math for us. Mason Graham, defensive tackle at Michigan. That would be a dream scenario, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Would that be like the long shot player that they're...
Yeah, he plays as a 3. I mean, he is a 3 technique type guy, but he can also play as a 1. But some of his best work is playing as that 3 technique.
You just line him up with Osa and go get him? Would that be your vision?
Well, he was a 320-pound player during his time at Michigan, and now he got down to, 290.
Yeah, he was 297 maybe?
Yeah, he dropped down to he pulled a Mozzie on us.
But he's
Are you rotating him with Osa or playing him with Osa?
I think you could play them together.
Yeah,
I really do.
I can, but his best work is playing as a 3.
Yeah, because Kenneth Grant was over.
Grant was the 1. Yeah,
Kenneth Grant might be kind of a name that we haven't talked about a lot that possibly could be in play, especially if they traded back.
I took him at Arizona. Remember at 16. That's what I did.
He's getting to 12 in only 5% of your current mock drafts.
He is the one guy that him and Carter seem to be the one guy that haven't moved very much in mock drafts. They've been top 5 guys throughout all the mock drafts.
Jacksonville seems pretty locked into Mason Graham, but something could change.
Will Campbell, offensive tackle. Is he Ohio State?
No, that would be LSU.
LSU?
Yeah.
He's getting to 12. He's still on the board in just 13% of the mock drafts.
Yeah, we had him get to, he went through all the way down for.
He might not have gone.
Yeah. Is that right?
Somebody had to take him away.
Yeah, I've seen some interesting.
He was taken in our mock draft.
Ashton Genty now getting to the Cowboys in just 25% of mocks. Do you have 3 teams likely to take him?
There's
Jets,
2 really
Bears,
ahead of the Cowboys.
Raiders.
I don't think the Jets would. I think it's just Raiders and Bears.
Yeah.
Ted McMillan's only getting there 38% of the time now, guys. This has been a late developing scene, though, so maybe that's going to change here in the final build-up.
Yeah, Daniel Jeremiah's last 2 mock drafts had him going to Tampa at 19 and then the Chargers at 22.
What is it that maybe people don't like? Because when we first started doing this...
They're thinking the speed.
Just the speed.
Just the speed.
Well, and maybe Jordan Schultz is onto something. Maybe some other teams really like Burden. I don't think that the Cowboys.
I have not
would be in the
heard
mix
that
there,
at all, man. I have not heard. Matter of fact, I've heard that there people have questions about Burden with his with the kind of the diva type.
The old personality.
Yeah, nothing criminal, but just kind of like what are you dealing with here? And he kind of turns people off that way.
Marion Hampton is there in all but one of the mock drafts at 12. It would be so tough to see them again take a player that nobody else wanted to take for a long time. It's just brutally depressing when they do that. Will Johnson, 53% of the time he's available. Shamar Stewart, 63%. It's the Cowboys news of the evening here in the GBAG Nation on 105.3 The Fan. Michael Irvin on the question, is there a Micah Parsons problem? Says the only problem they have is finding his money and making sure you remove the people that aren't on the same page. That's the reality. There is no Micah Parsons problem outside of getting him signed. He said the way he's played, he's earned what he's going to get, and they'll work that out. I just don't want it to take forever. I think, Michael, as most people, know what Nico Harrison did not. When you have a superstar, he's not ideal. Most aren't. Just accept their flaws and try to work around them. Put amazing players around them. Unbelievable here. But that's what you go through every time. I think a player comes up for free agency, a superstar with the Cowboys. Eventually, that kind of storyline is going to be in the headlines because the media wants to dissect every Cowboys topic in every possible way, and will actually resort to kind of making stuff up if there's nothing tangibly there. Okay, fun draft question here. Could Jahad Campbell, a top 20 player on everybody's board, be available at 44 now, Brian? With the Cowboys' history of taking injured linebackers in the second round, there's 3 of them. They do one of these every 5 years, aren't we due? Sean Lee, Bruce Carter, Jalen Smith. I mean, even LVE with the spinal situation, a lot of teams didn't want to take him. They love taking linebackers who could go higher, but they're injured. Yeah, I think it just comes down to, will Campbell be there at 44? Because I bet they would.
Yeah, his notes are he has had an ACL that was reconstructed back in 2018. He also has some arthritis in the other knee. He did injure both shoulders this past season. There could be some surgeries in the future for those. There's teams that would say they'd really like him to bench press to show that he's okay. But it looks like that he's kind of played through all these things at Alabama. Alabama has a history of linebackers that are generally pretty beat up. They just in a lot of collisions, the way that they practice, especially in the Nick Saban administration. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of responsibility put on those guys. And so, but yeah, those are the things that Campbell's dealing with right now. Both the shoulders being an issue that could potentially, like I say, we talked about labrum, right?
Labrum surgery on his torn labrum.
That's a significant recovery, isn't it?
Yeah, that takes a while to recover from, for sure.
Like, I wonder when he'd be available. Like, training camp, is he ready to rock? But if he slid to 44, sign me up for Jahad Campbell, because he gives you some edge flexibility as well. He's a really good blitzer. So he's not only a linebacker that I think is really good off-ball, best off-ball linebacker in the draft for me, but he can give you pass rush ability.
But the thing about it is, didn't they do that too with, like you said, with Sean Lee? Didn't Sean Lee have a bad knee coming out of Penn State?
He did have a bad knee.
That they had to repair and something like that. I think Bruce Carter
missed his first camp.
Bruce Carter was the same way. So, to your point, here you go.
Still a chance to improve the line. Oh, but it's gone now, as a Cowboys Wire was beating the drum for Tevin Jenkins, the guard there. But he former second round pick of the Bears. He signed with somebody just a couple hours ago.
Yeah, he did. Crap, I'm trying to remember who Browns. It was now. Browns. Thank you.
Another player off the board, but still some out there. If the Cowboys want to get busy, especially at wide receiver, there's some very intriguing options.